That's hot. Efren Lorena completed then with a time of 6:33.7, which is 11th fastest. He's 10th overall at the moment, 2.8 seconds behind Eric Seiss.
Los que vayan entrando al directo, escuchen bien, los que vayan entrando al directo, que pongan un comentario y que lo compartan, por favor.
He needs to push a bit, but the times aren't there. He feels everything is okay in the car, but the times aren't reflective. And yes, he's in third position right now, but he's a little bit of a distance away from the French too. 9 drift to Franceschi, 10.8 drift to Bernardo. He can't let that gap widen any more than that.
Yes, and in the other hands, we know that the two French guys will fight, and so be fast until the end of the weekend, it seems. So it's going to be difficult to catch them back.
It is going to be difficult to catch them back, and I guess also potentially in Hayden Pan's head will be the bigger picture of it all as a championship. It's the countdown to Alejandro Caccion's fastest time, which are well into the red. 4 seconds behind that time. Makes him, through this stage, 7th fastest. 13.2 seconds off the ultimate lead, now 11.2 seconds behind Franceschi, so losing a little bit more ground to the battling French guys. And Diego Ruiloba is now only half a second behind Hayden Pan. That's the stage classification for you then, confirming that Alejandro Caccion is leading the stage. A time of 6:25.7.
Those landscapes are really, really impressive.
They are. And we are staying with the action on this one, on stage 6 overall. That's a nice little setup there.
Yeah, we don't speak about action, but
yeah.
but just enjoying.
That's as much action, I think, as we're going to get out of these guys. They're sun-soaked. They've been there probably most of the day, having a great time in amongst the cacti.
I miss a little bit being a spectator into the stages, so I guess soon I will go back to watch a rally just with your sandwich.
This is what I remember you telling me in the podcast we recorded together about you heading out with your sandwiches and your beer to watch rally action.
Look, they are in the perfect safe. inside, you just forget your job, forget everything, and you just enjoy the scenery. And if you have just a watch, you can calculate the timing and the split times. I mean, in between the crews to know who is in front of who. That's a good moment.
Yeah, it definitely is.
You can discover a region, an area, a city, a town.
I was over in Ireland at the weekend for a fantastic event called Deja Vu, which is a lot of historic cars all together making a procession through stages, non-competitive, raising money for charity. And a lot of people were talking about their experiences around the world and how, you know, they've discovered villages in Portugal, in the mountains, and in France, in Corsica, that they would never have gone to at all. But rally has taken them there, and they've had this slice of culture that they would never have seen before. Here we go. Martin Sesks at the
Comparte el directo y dale a me gusta.
He's at the start of the siesta right now.
He's focusing. I love watching these little moments though. Is he visualising the first few corners in his head? Is he trying to put everything out of his brain?
Like the ski, that's like the ski man. I mean, yeah. Ski man. They're just before the downhill, they just close their eyes and make all the movements, reproducing each corner in their heads, heads.
Yep.
Keep a little bit the door open. I was mentioning the hits that we can have inside the cockpits. This is the very last moment where you can breathe a little bit of fresh air.
Yeah, at the last moment it gets closed. Sealed in with the heat and off you go. As we mentioned before, and you've seen, if you've joined us for the coverage throughout the day, Julien sat down with Martin Sesks to chat all things rally, which we've already played out once. I'm sure it'll be available via social as well. It's well worth a watch, that interview.
And I will be actually in here with you, Bex, in the WRC series. And I'm sure we will be able, at least I wish to continue this interview with him once we will be there. Yeah, I'm sure he will have plenty of things to tell us.
I'm sure he will. Here we go then.
It's over, I don't know, over the start.
Strange start,
it's
yeah.
Almost stalling.
Compártalo el directo, por favor.
Now, Pete caught up with Martins at the previous stage. He said he seemed quite a bit happier after a few changes that had been made in service, and the pop-off valve issue that had plagued him this morning was fixed. This is Yeray Lemesh, up in 9th position overall, and you know, in battles with Osberg and Seiss. He's in an Osberg-Seiss sandwich right now. Whereas for Martin Sesks, he's a bit further back in terms of the overall classification. That's the passing spot where Chomos had his incident earlier on today.
Yeah, and you can imagine that for the next year event in the WRC, or even though it was still remaining in the ERC, the organizer might put some straw bales in front of this wall, this house.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what certainly the route will be. Saw some brilliant times from Martins in Hungary just a few weeks ago, and he was leading the rally until an unfortunate knock on the rear of the car, where he slid into a stone. But he's the first to put his hand up and say on tarmac it's not quite his strongest. He still needs to learn how to drive on this surface. Gravel he's got down, that's not a problem. We've seen some sensational results for him. We remember Poland last year and of course Latvia in his home event. And the first time he won his home event, he won every single stage as well. It was like a rubber stamp, I am going to take the win here. No one else is coming close. But it's difficult then when...
Vamos, compartiendo el directo, denle me gusta al directo. ¿Por qué que no me ponen comentarios?
To put this right in terms of tutoring.
Yes, and I'm not speaking about the CESCs right now or anyone in specific, but none is a prophet in his own country, we used to say. So I'm always having a bit of margin when we speak about someone able to set all the best times or to win the rally of his country, of his home events, let's say, because even though we are not speaking about having done some recce's all your life on those roads or knowing by heart all those roads, for me the pure fuel of a rally driver is to be able to adapt himself to all the situations.
Yeah.
In the darkness, in the fog, in the mud, when you have some cliffs like this, or when you're in the middle of the countryside like in Poland. So, of course, I mean, this is great and it shows a top speed, it shows plenty of things. But I've also did witness some situations where people can win the event in their home rally and then are not so performant.
Yeah, and I think as a rally driver, and I think Loeb and Ogier and now Khalid Montpellier is showing this at the highest level. Adaptability is key. You need to be brilliant at everything, at every element to be a champion and to be a multiple champion. There can be no weaknesses.
That's true, and you need to score some big points to be on the podium, I would say almost on every round.
Yeah, be consistent.
And you have, I'd say, if I speak about a World Rally Championship, you have one joker. I mean, at one point you can score 0 points. This is the maximum you can have during the season. The rest of the time you
Vamos, compartan el directo, denle a me gusta y disfruten la carrera de parte del Chema RD.
never win the championship. So when we say that, having only one joker available during the year, it's not a lot because it can be a driver mistake, it can be a driver mistake, it can be a failure with the engine or mechanical issue, it can be just pure unluck or anything else. And once again, it brings to be focused and working hard all the time, and you don't just let it go. You are controlling your fate, let's say.
While we've been watching Martin Sasks, we've had Miguel Suarez come through the stage with a 6:38.2, Martin Laszlo with a 6:36.2. And Enrique Cruz, right into the middle of the pack, 11th fastest with a 6:32. And that is Martin safely through 16.7 seconds off the pace right at front. A 6:42.4. Let's get those standings up for you then to confirm that Alejandro Cachon has set the fastest time on this one, 6:25.7, over Diego Ruilova by 1 second. Johan Bernardo, 1.6 seconds behind there. Franceschi was 2.7 seconds off the lead of the stage. John Armstrong completed the top 5 through the second pass of Tejeda. If we take a look at the overall classifications now, then see how it stands before we head into our final stage of the day here. Johan Bernardo is leading and has led now for 2 stages. We've seen the lead change on every stage so far, not on this one. So Bernardo has held it over Franceschi and extended his advantage to 2 seconds. Hayden Padden is in 3rd position, 13.2 seconds adrift of the pace right in the front. Then Diego Ruiloba is in 4th, extending his advantage over Armstrong to 2.5 seconds. Suarez is up to 6th, with Osberg up to 7th. Miko Marcik has dropped 2 spots down to 8th position overall. Jari Lemesh is in 9th and Ivan Ares is in 10th position. The way things stand for us.
Look there, the hand, the right hand and the fingers of Donato. Just holding the gear lever. A bit of nervosity at the start of the stage.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allez, 45 gauche, 60, go. 320 plus. Il reste 40 de moins, 100 mètres. Gauche entièrement, pour 60 mètres. Juste court, pour gauche 130 moins. Gauche 130 de moins, droite 131 mètres. Droite 131 mètres et droite 130 juste. Pour gauche 130 de moins.
And now coming into this final stage is the big question on tyre management this afternoon and who has really looked after their tyres for this final section, especially when we're heading downhill towards the end of it. Difficult to call right now. We'll have to wait until we actually...
Difficult to say, and at least when we had some reporters at the end of the stage, so at the end of stage number 5, he was saying, Peter was saying that the tires were in better shape for most of the cars. They were in better shape than this morning. What to say? Maybe now the setups of the cars are proper and the tires are working better. I mean, the wear of the tire is more equal all over the surface of the tire. drivers will not have to force their driving also, so the tire wear will be less.
Keep just sending in some quotes from some of the junior drivers who've made it through the previous stage. It's making me laugh is Kalle Karlberg, who came through with the third fastest time on the previous one. He's quite the character. Apparently he's driven this stage, or previous stage, stage 5 overall, hundreds of times on Richard Burns' rally. So as a computer game, he's driven it quite a few times. Yeah, we've got cars obviously making their way through the stage again now on stage 5. It's Mille Johansson who set the fastest time for the junior category there, 9:48.8. Timo Schultz was second fastest, 2.4 behind, and then Kalle Karlberg with all his gaming experience, third fastest.
Too much here for Monaco probably, but it's okay. It was a bit wide.
We've also got Diego Ruiloba into the stage. We'll be hoping to hold his fourth position at the end of the day.
Really flowing nice, and this is also interesting to see that the voice of someone can, I mean, the voice of the co-drivers sometimes can be quite different. I know that some people do not realize that I go inside the car because my normal voice when I'm speaking outside of the car is different, so we have different tones.
Question in for you, Julien Ingrassia from Trevor Agnew. Trev, good to have you on board this afternoon. He says, why was Ogier, and he still is, so good at looking after his tyres in conditions like we have this afternoon?
Why is so good to keep his tire fresher than the others?
Yes. What's the magic secret? Because he's always been like that. And we talked about the skiing references earlier, didn't we?
Yes, we spoke about the ski, and I mean, this is not a joke. I think this is really something that's teaching him a lot of things to in terms of trajectory lines. How to say? Just to be efficient with your lines. So it means that you don't slide. So when you don't slide, you don't overheat your tires. When you brake really strong, degressive, inline, online, then the tires you will get the best efficiency of the tires in braking. We know that some drivers like the Scandinavians by the past were really having a sideways style, let's say, of driving. But step by step, those last 10 years, this is a way of driving that has been almost completely abandoned because we realize that we have less and less tires available in the package, and you have to manage them. You cannot have a puncture, or you cannot destroy some tires just because you were sliding too much. So yes, to answer your question, the ski instructor skills are for me the first reason. And he has this feeling, you know, when you have a steering wheel in your arms, in your hands, you can feel a bit better when you very slightly, and Seb is able to avoid that, to compensate it before it happens.
It certainly is a magical skill. There's only a few drivers who are really capable of doing it to the absolute maximum, and Bernardo has a skill in that sense. Franceschi and Bernardo on exactly the same split time. Well, they all are actually. The three of them, yeah. The three of them are joint times at the first split. So Rui Loba, Bernardo and Franceschi all setting the same time at the opening split. Come on! This is fantastic!
If we need to arrive before the last hit at his joint classification.
What I loved about Matteo Franceschi, obviously he had a fantastic weekend in Hungary. It was incredible feat, scoring his first podium, first stage wins, all of it. Then the power stage win, and then Tuesday morning he put up on social media he was back at work, back at his normal job. So from the highs of competition of the weekend to I'm back to my normal job now, back to the 9 to 5.
Yeah, we can imagine his colleagues when you come back from a weekend of running on the Monday morning. This is a debriefing at work. This is not proper.
Suarez has done well today, puts him in 6th position heading into this final stage. There's a little pocket rocket through this one. He's only 2.6 seconds behind Armstrong. And from what we've been able to pick up from the stage ends and listening to some just on board from the flying finish to the stop control, he feels he's getting, he feels far more comfortable in the car this afternoon than he did this morning. And obviously he had a brake issue earlier on, his brakes were fine this afternoon. That obviously helps things. we do have a little bit of a difference on the splits now. Antonio Suarez, who we're Jose Antonio Suarez rather, who we're watching here, was 1.7 seconds shy of Bernardo, Ruiloba and Franceschi. Now Ruiloba is 3/10 slower than Bernardo at the midpoint. We're waiting for Franceschi's midpoint split to see whether it's green or red in comparison to Bernardo, who is going to be our overnight leader here at Rally's Las Canarias. So we watch Andrea Mabellini. Team. He was fantastic last year. With Bertie alongside, we saw some brilliant sections of time. Some brilliant sections of stages from him, sections of rallies, but sometimes it wouldn't all quite come together for him. But the pace certainly was there last year. Another split in for Franceschi. He's faster than Bernardo by a second at the second split point. So remember, Bernardo has a 2-second advantage. Franceschi's taken a second out of it.
We love that.
Who is going to be leading this rally at the end of the day? Sorry, you were going to say something about Mabellini, maybe?
Yes, I just wanted to mention that, like you said, all the drivers and crews have to be performant on every surfaces.
Yeah.
And it might be the same, it should be the same with tire manufacturers, but we know that some tires work better than others in certain conditions. Gravel, on the mud, on the season tarmac, cold tarmac, wet tarmac, very warm conditions. And this is the very slippery and twisty sections where you can make the difference, and where this morning Franceschi lost 2 seconds.
Yeah, and I think was it about confidence in that section for Franceschi, not maybe as committed as Bernardo was, who didn't know quite where the flying finish was this morning, Bernardo, until they actually went through it. Yeah, maybe you have some tires that can be really, really performant. I remember that Evans was with which tire was it? When it was on the Fiesta with Sport in 2017, and on the muddy sections, he was really untouchable because he's a strong driver, but also because he had the perfect tires for that. So this is you have to make the addition to keep the count at the end of the I would say. The best package of tires. I'm looking forward to seeing how the manufacturers' battle in terms of tyres plays out across the whole season. It's a great addition this year. Okay, Johan Bernardo through the yellow boards. 13:21.7. He's done all he can. Franceschi is 1.6 faster at 14 kilometres. One more split to go for Franceschi.
So again, they are speaking about the tire pressure, and they couldn't really say. What will happen if they are equal after this stage? Who has the most stage wins, or is it the
Go
first?
back to the first, which was Bernardo.
Tell us, how's the day gone? Are you happy with the lead?
Yeah, very happy with the afternoon, especially. The car is really perfect. The tires work well because this afternoon it was really higher in temperature, and I think the tire wear is better than this morning, so I think it's also because the car is better as well. So keep in touch, we continue tomorrow like this, and the fight is on. We have to push very hard, so it's fun.
Chick dropped down 2 places to 8th on the previous one. He's only a 10th of a second behind Mads Osberg. Still super close. Which do we watch, the heli or the car? We have choices. Diego Ruiloba is going to be the next driver to complete for us. And Jan Benato's time was 13:21.7. We're waiting for the final split to come in for Franceschi to see what it could be. Remember, Benato headed into this stage with a lead of 2 seconds over Matteo Franceschi. And Franceschi's 1.6 faster, fine at the penultimate split. Ruiloba has completed 3.5 seconds behind Benato's time. In 4th position at the end of the day, he was only half a second behind Patton heading into this one. Could he maybe achieve more than that? Have to wait a while until Patton comes through.
So he lost a little bit, 0.3 of a second. Right.
Yeah.
Diego, it's been a hard day of competition. Can you summarise your day, please?
Yes, this stage is very difficult to understand the grip. The first day we finished, not is perfect, and not is bad. And now it's time to keep focus on tomorrow. Bueno, ahora acabamos el día, es difícil entender el grip en este tramo.
So this is the sector earlier where Franceschi lost out in time to Benato. So he was only 1.3 faster at the final split point.
Last 100 of meters.
13:20 exactly. Jan Benato was at 13:21.7. It is going to be such a good battle on the final day here. 0.3 of a second is all that's in it in Benato's favour. Fantastic stuff from both of those drivers today.
96 kilometers and 0.3 of a second in between those two.
Wow, just brilliant. Let's head out to Seb Scott, who's interviewing for us at Stop Control.
Matthew, you were 1.7 seconds faster than Johan in there. It's been a great battle so far.
Yeah, it was a big stage. Difficult because the grid changed every time. Big day, we are happy about the performance today. And just thanks to my team because the car was incredible, the tires as well. So perfect. I hope tomorrow will be the same.
People say you're a gravel driver, but where's this tarmac speed come from? Are you finally waking up as a Frenchman?
I don't know, maybe yes. I think it's
It's
through my idol Sébastien Ogier.
Oh my word. I love that cheeky question from Seb Scott. Are you finally waking up as a Frenchman to be fast on tarmac? 3 drivers through so far then. Jose Suarez is going to be next for us. As we mentioned, in that battle, just behind John Armstrong by 2.6 seconds, ahead of Osberg by 4.6. So have to wait for the other drivers to complete to see where he will finally complete the day. Right now, Suarez is in 6th position overall. I think it's been a great day from him out there. Seb's got in a moment or two. It's not been completely straightforward for him. I will get his words very shortly.
Seconds from Johan's fastest time. Are you happy with that run? And are you happy with the day?
I'm really happy because now I try to, and I learned to manage the brakes and the tires. Now I have full brake, and okay, the time it was much better than the first pass. They was okay. Stages, public, organization, everything's really fine, and let's see tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a big day tomorrow, final day of the event, of course. Back in the car of Andrea Mavellini now. Seconds off the pace of Matteo Franceschi, that's the splits reflected there. Always to the fastest. We do have someone who is faster than Franceschi in the stage, and that is Alejandro Cachon. By 0.6 of a second at the start, but Mavellini completes with a 13:37.2. 17.2 seconds off the pace. And here is Cachon, who was leading the rally at the midpoint of the day. You can see some damage to the front right sector of the car. That was from a damaged tyre, which completely delaminated as he drove on it through the stage. So he clipped a rock.
After the end of the last loop, you weren't too happy, you wanted to make some changes. Have you made those changes and are you happy with them?
Yeah, I improved a bit, especially in this one. So yeah, we are going in the right direction. Tomorrow is another day. I hope we can do something more because it's not what we expect from this race. But sometimes it's like this, so we need to work more, and then we will see tomorrow.
Tomorrow is another day.
Yeah, that has definitely been the phrase this weekend, as we heard in a lot last night. But he's right. And he's happy with some of the changes that obviously have been made at service then, but there's still improvements that can be made out there. Let's see how he does tomorrow. Pretty frenetic run to the finish of this stage. 9.3 seconds down from Franceschi's time.
It has been a constant loss. I would say the speeds are quite constant, losing sometimes on each sections.
Eric, that's 9.3 down off the fastest time. Can you give us a summary of your day as well, please, and what your impressions of that stage was?
Impressions, quite sleepy now, but the car was really good prepared, so I have to thanks to my team because it was really good, and I think our pace today was quite stable, so I'm happy with it. Definitely, I know we are not able now to push for the victory or something, but we have to find out why, and we have to find out how to make it. So definitely, we go also for today to analyze everything and be prepared for tomorrow.
So talk us through it, Julian. That's what Eric is saying right now. He wants to, he realises that he's not on the pace to be able to fight for a victory here. Not even fight for a podium at the moment with the drivers around him. He's saying, we need to analyse, we need to discover why before heading out tomorrow. They're going to come back to base, come back to final service tonight. What happens when you come back to final service after a day? What would you and Seb do with the engineers? Would there be a debrief at the end of every day? And how much of a debrief would there be?
Like we said, there is a discussion that's between the two guys. You see that the good time of Marek.
It is. Yeah, Marek.
Marek, sorry. First, there is a feeling of the driver. Where he is losing confidence in his driving his car, what he thinks could be better in the handling of the car, etc. Then there is the analysis of the data, and then there is what we can do, which parts we have available, which setup we can change to influence and go in
the great temperatures in the last loop. Have you been on this loop, and what has the overall day been like?
Yeah, it was better for sure. Can demand from my side a little bit higher pace, but I'm doing my best. We are on the finish of the first day. Last stage was not in the pace like we would like. Here I was trying to be quite good. Yeah, it's Canarias. It's looking like circuit driving, but it's proper rally where you have to think about the temperature of the tires, temperature of the brakes, and this is why we should go, because it's necessary to cool down the brakes.
I love the way he looks at that. That's why we should go right now, because we need to cool everything down.
You understand me, Mr. Seb, Scott. And then there is also the analysis of the speed times. You can check where you lost some time compared to the others. And coming from there, you have a good image of the feeling of the sensations of the driver, the data, why he's losing sometimes into the stage, and that probably you do sometimes in the greasy sections or where the grip is lower. So you will probably maybe adjust some clicks on the bumpers that will give you a bit more grip, for example, rebounds or whatever. So this is the way you can work. And I was watching Sais right now, and we had a nice. On the last 100 meters, we have seen all the cars on the cover. So you can really compare, especially on this last left hairpin, how they manage the throttle, how they brake before that, if they use a lot the engine torque or most the brake pedal. This is all those elements that you can use.
Ivan, 9.6.
Está bien, es lo que hay, venimos atacando todo lo que podemos y bueno, no somos capaces de estar más cerca.
He says it's good, it is what it is, we would like to be closer when quite aggressive from Simon Wagner in this final sector. It's not about time.
Con ligereza disfrutarás más tus ensaladas, más sabrosas, más cremosas, más ligeras. La única con 75% menos de grasa. Disfruta de sabor y cuidado en cada bocado. Pruébala.
Well, 8 seconds off the pace, right at the front. Get a full rundown of his day, surely. Slotted in 2.4 seconds behind Nico Marchik's time. So remember, Suarez and Osberg were having a little bit of a battle. We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's hear from Simon.
Well, that's day one of Rally Canaries done. How are you? Are you satisfied with the day?
Yeah, not too bad. I think this one was quite okay. Had some issues in the morning, but everything solved. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's stage should suit us better. So yeah, that's it.
What were the issues this morning?
Something with the brake and throttle pedal, but all fine now.
So a reminder that Suarez is in 6th position overall. Mads Osberg's in 7th, 4.6 seconds behind. Nico Marchik was only a 10th of a second behind Mads heading into this stage. Alejandro Cachon is really going for it on this one. Look at the splits. This is in comparison to Franceschi, who was the fastest man through. What is going to be fascinating to watch now is how far he can propel himself back up the leaderboard.
Yes, because we are speaking about being 3.2 seconds in front of the best time, but it means that he's probably 12, 15 seconds, 20 seconds in front of many other drivers.
Yeah, so he's already, before he went into the stage, he was behind Simon Wagner. He's now ahead of Seiss, Ares and Wagner. He's 30 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, he could be on the podium.
I wouldn't put anything past this man right now. Alejandro Cachon is, he's on to a winner. He's been leading the rally today, but let's find out how he's feeling at the end of it.
Alejandro, that's fastest through so far by 3.2 seconds. There's a bit of white paint on the rear left there. Have you been really pushing it far?
Yeah, I thought in some place I think that I have punctured, but for good luck, no. So yeah, I'm trying to push hard to recover the time that I lost in the first stage. But okay, let's see.
So this goes mother picture earlier.
It's brass. Thank you.
And in Espanol, por favor.
What a day they've had out there. They've been leading the rally, setting fantastic times all through the afternoon. But on the first stage, catch on picked up a puncture, and that's dropped him down the standings. But he is now shooting himself right back up through the standings. Armstrong has also had a really strong day. 5th overall. I don't think he would have expected to be that far up the overall standings. But he's had a really committed drive through these stages. He's looked really comfortable. He's never looked under pressure behind the wheel. You know, he said to me yesterday it was all about actually just building his pace throughout the weekend and improving. He's been doing more than that already. So this has got to be a nice confidence boost for him come the end of the day.